Alright, let's kick things off. Now this is gonna be another OFCRA PvP commentary match. Alright, OFCRA just kicked OBS just kicked in. There we go. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. I'm still on my 1080 though, because I got the 480 out of the box, put her in, I took her power cord out, and it was only like 3 or 4 inches long. So I'm like, God damn it. So I had to order a new cord for it, which cost 30 freaking bucks. And that'll come in. They don't have an ETA on it though, so I guess I'll be stuck with my 1080 a little while longer, but that's fine. But we got a very interesting OFCRA match for tonight. Just looking at everything. We also have Pog later tonight. It'll be the last on the ground, and I'm going to be resuming Zeusing there, and I got to finish up my idea for their scenarios. But till we get there, let's go ahead and look over the operation here. It's going to be Croatian versus Swiss. I'm going to go ahead and put up a prediction here for this one. So match blue 4 Croatian army, if I can spell right, and op 4 is the Swiss army. And I'll go ahead and set that for 15 minutes. Why not? Let's get that going for the bets here. But otherwise, for the operation, it's very interesting. There's 2 citadels that are going to be guarded. Citadel Geneva and Citadel Lausanne, I believe, is the proper term. And then there's also a capture zone over here. So, with the capture zone, this town secured after 30 minutes. So I believe that means basically, you fight for this town first. At the 30-minute mark, it gets cashed out, and that's worth 3 points. And then you have to be in both citadels. So both citadels are both scored for 4 possible points, with 1 point being scored at the 40-minute mark, the 55-minute mark, the 70-minute mark, and the 85-minute mark. And if you secure both of them by the end of the game, you get a bonus. So basically, if you are in either of these citadels and you have the number advantage in the citadel, you get a point at the 40-minute mark, the 55, the 70, and the 85-minute marks. So basically how they mean for this AO to go is fight for this town, fold back to the citadels, and then whichever team holds the citadels defensively will win. And if you want pictures of those citadels, you can do the mission command right now, and you'll be able to see them pop up. But otherwise, one side is spawning down here, and another side, I don't know where they're spawning, but they're spawning somewhere down here, if I recall correctly. Otherwise, that should be the scenario. We see the Op 4 breakdown right now because there's no spectator slot, so I'm going to have to kill myself at the beginning of the mission to get into spectator. Nothing new there, though. So we'll see how things go with that. And then again, we got the last on-the-ground thing for Pog later tonight, and then next week I'll resume Zeusing. At least I assume I am, because they're going to pull a poll up and see what happens, but I'm not going to say no to playing more on the ground. That gives me more time to work on the lovely things that a streamer works on, like dealing with a dead graphics card, or doing a bunch of book work for MCO or Checkpoint RP. Or finding out Karma put up a video of one of our ops and me going through the comment section and answering questions and being social, you know? All that fun stuff. Or, you know, dealing with people like Nemesis who tasked me on the new mission and now I gotta go do my research and get it done. Yeah, so I got the new card. Unfortunately, the power cord they gave me is only like 4 inches long, so unless I literally rip my power supply out and put it right next to my motherboard, it's not going to work. So I had to buy I had to order a longer power cord, and that cost $30 freaking dollars. I'm so salty about it. But it happens. So I'm still with my 1080 for a little while. New power cord will come in maybe, but they didn't give me an ETA, so I've got no freaking idea. Apparently it ships today, so, you know, 2 to 3 days shipping. Could arrive by Saturday or Sunday. Who the hell knows? What brand GPU? Asus. Which is unfortunate, because, again, I love EVGA cards, but they're not doing cards anymore, because the 1080 Ti and the 3080 Ti were both EVGAs. I love them. It's just I had a lemon for the 3080. My monitors are Asus, and I got a few other parts in both my computers that are Asus, so I'm like, all right, this should be good, and nope. Super short cables matter. God damn. But yeah, I got a buddy that's ready to take the 3080 Ti when they ship one back for warranty, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Awesome, tab in and shoot. I love it. All right, and now I'm gone. Now, the only thing that's annoying about this interface is it's a little sticky on it, but that's okay. So OFCRA spawning to the south. Interesting. All right, so OFCRA going to be playing defense here. Oh, cool, they have signs for PID. I'm sure that'll totally help and prevent all friendly fire incidents over the mission. But yeah, so these are the starting citadels. I really like the second story build-ups. They're using the one cup texture to basically give a little bit of a high-rise position up here, and they fenced it off. That's quite nice. I don't know why I'm hearing people in bursts over my plugin, but we'll see what happens. Might be because people are crashing out and whatnot. And then we got Blue 4 over here spawning at this military base. All right, well, let's have a start of everything here. So it looks like Depso and NASA are going to be the company commanders. I believe this is the Croatian force. We've got multiple Humvees with PKMs up top. We have an... we have an AGS Humvee up here as well. Actually, no, that might be... I can't tell if that's an AGS or a GP25 system. Either way, that's a grenade machine gun. I'm looking for any other Humvees these guys might have. We got some MRAPs over here with 50 cal systems. All right, so it appears to be mostly... Okay, no, we have a second one here as well. All right, it's a Mark 19, that's it. Why'd I say GP25? That's a UGL system, my bad. It's a Mark 19. My bad, guys, thank you for correcting me. Otherwise, for these guys, we've got... Oh, that's the VLS or VHS Croatian 5.56 rifle. In my opinion, the worst 5.56 rifle in all of RHS. We got the G18. I forget which one that is. That's a 7.62 by 51 marksman rifle. We've got some 72 laws. We got some. That's an M84. So that could have 250 round boxes if it doesn't have the standard 100. And then I've seen some bigger launchers. We also have some mini-me's. Actually, no, that's the German. I think MG4? It's basically the German 7. It's the German equivalent of the 249, if I recall correctly. Or the GPMG. And then we also saw a larger AT system, which I believe is the APIDS. But I could be wrong about that. It's been a while since I've seen certain weapons that these guys are using, but nice to see that exotic level of everything. And we hear people just mag dumping in the air. All right, that's fine. Looking over at OFCRA as the Swiss here. We got the SIG 5.56s. We got some German Panzerfausts here. We got some mini-me's in play. We have a mortar in play. We got more of those AP launchers. We got some MG3s also in play. Some UGLs for the SIG. Squad leaders got a scope. How about the other side here? It's kind of weird that I keep hearing their voices in a burst like that. I think that's just because I'm in the dead person spectator interface. So it might just be bugging out. That appears to be it in terms of weaponry. So basically, OFCRA need to fan out, capture this town. Blue 4 have to come in, bulldoze in, and then come in and hit this position here. So it's a pretty simple day today. Really focusing on defense, but I mean, these are two separate AOs to attack, and they have a really good overwatch ability, but OFCRA is also going to need to put forces on the mountaintop to cover so Blue 4 doesn't get on top and flank from above. OCAP released version 2.0 today? Nice. I don't think it was an HK417. I want to say it's a G28, but again, I could be wrong about that. Trying to look around to get another look at her. That could be an HK417. You could be right.
Goes first one. Yeah.
Dude just appeared back here. Interesting. Either way, it's a marksman rifle of some sort. Biggie, that entirely depends. I mean, if I could, I'd love to take that, the fleeing and surrendering module from, whatchamacallit, Spearhead. I'd love to combine it with the freeform ability of the tracker module from, SOG Prairie Fire, and I could just have so much automation in Insurgency Ops with stuff like that. But hey, c'est la vie on that, right? Faded Dar, thanks for the 42-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Alright, mission starting in about 2 minutes. We'll see how these guys push through. I need to grab my sticky notes. Where did my sticky notes go? They were just on my desk, and now they seem to be gone. That's no bueno. Alright, that's fine. I got a pair of backup sticky notes here. And let me go ahead and date these.
You have fun. I'm good, man. How are you? Huh?
Alright.
I'm just eating, that's why.
And we're ready to go to write down any highlights that might come out of this. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing?
I'm gonna go. You have fun.
Wow, Nem. Okay. I see how it is. Do we know how much ammo the Mark 19 Humvees have? We do not. We just know that there are 2 of them. And then there appear to be, I think, 3 or 4 PKM Humvees. Looks like 5, actually, because we got PKM, PKM, Mark 19, PKM, PKM, Mark 19. So I can't math, it's 4. But yeah, no, my plugin is struggling from this interface. Hear these guys making their local calls here. Alright, I'm just gonna mute myself locally. Yeah, I'll keep it for now, we'll see. It's not that annoying.
Have you got an extra slot?
No.
Yeah, we would have.
Now these Humvees should only be 5-man though, and then the Humvees next to them should be 4-man. So 9-man teams total for them, but we'll just have to see how these guys break off. This is the where they're anticipating their breakoffs though, so we could see Blue 4 pursue this plan or do something else completely. Otherwise, 5 seconds till start. We'll see how Blue 4 decides to deploy themselves, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, guys, I've just been taking it easy. I woke up late. I was going to potentially do another DayZ test stream for the new plugin, but I decided against it. We'll just wait till Sunday. Or I might do it Friday. We'll see. There's a few additional features I want to test out, and I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of itching to do it, because it's a really fun little preventative... not preventative, it's a fun experiment with what we can integrate with that plugin. Alright, we got Blue 4 deploying right here. We'll see how they go. And it looks like they're all going to choose this route instead of trying to do something on a rear push. Which, again, that makes no sense why they would do that, because they would just end up right here. So, you know, just use that route to go out. But let's see, I finished up a batch of mead. It's a black briar mead recipe from Skyrim. That's going to be fermenting for 3 months. My cider that I fermented 2 weeks ago has another 3 weeks or so to go for it, and then I'll see about storing it for a few months and then trying it. Nice, Broer. I wonder what you still need to repair on it. And then I've been pretty much spending today cleaning up MCO, getting my mission makers organized and tasked with their next few assignments. That's really it. It's just been a bit more of a casual day. I'll probably spend the rest of the day editing footage, focusing on the PvP footage because I want to get that cleaned up immediately, and then maybe some thumbnail or bookmarking work for the PvP channel. I also had to front log all the VODs. I'm a little annoyed with the Spearhead CDLC because in the campaign, they have some copyrighted music that plays. So I want to say 5 of my 8 VODs that I had recorded got copyright strikes, so I had to delete them. Like, only one of the campaign ones didn't. And I think that's because we, like, died halfway through, but that's fine. I ended up having, I think, 2 or 3 Zeus videos and then one of the campaign missions. That's not bad. And besides, with the influx of those and the PvP VODs, I'm front logged like a week in advance for VOD content, so. However, again, we'll be losing a week in late August because I'll be off on vacation, so it'll eventually catch back up. Yeah, probably Zam, knowing how that stuff works. Otherwise, we got the front of the Blue 4 convoy coming up the mountain. They're going down this route that OP4 has predicted. Again, all the map markers you see, other than these 2 purple ones and this red one, are all OP4 because I had to kill myself to get spectator slots, so I decided to be on OP4's side here. And by the way, guys, let me tab out real quick. I almost forgot we do have a multi on for today, so let me go ahead and push that on. We've had some vehicles take the lawn way around, but it's a little less steep than the vehicles going up here, so that's why you have them going around that side. And again, OP4 does have a mortar as well, so we'll see if that comes into play at any time today. So going a little ahead here. OP4 have they predicted that Blue 4 would possibly do a dismount over here, but we could see them push a little further. We've got OP4 pushing a group of infantry down to here. Looks like they're trying to set up an ambush position in these trees. Interesting. Otherwise, Blue 4 already starting to do some dismounting over here. It's going all right, Rocker. Could be better, could be worse. Work with what we got at this point. But yeah, in terms of other stuff I have to do, I'm thinking tonight I'm going to start working on the Patreon revamp, and I'm either going to... Actually, no, I'm going to finish up the checkpoint RP documentation tonight, finalize a date, because I've got the other dates I need to get finalized for August finalized, so I can start finalizing everything else, so I can pick a point for checkpoint RP. And we'll probably run it in the middle of the month. But I want to get slotting started for that mission ASAP. Righto, Rocker. Hope everything's going well with you. Hope family's going okay. Alright, so they predicted Blue 4 dismounting around this hilltop to start overwatching. But Blue 4, they're going also a little to the west over here. And they're driving around, maybe to do a wide flank of some sort. Because we do have these custom bunker lines marked here, so we could see Blue 4 potentially try to come up and capture this position, do some long-range engagements on one of these castle areas. And then the other one, it's in a great overwatch position for these guys. But I'm wondering if OP4 is going to get any eyes on any Blue 4 anytime soon, and potentially start utilizing their mortar early. I'd wait on the mortar till mid-game if I was in OP4's shoes, just so that Blue 4 can get in the zone and they're not actively moving around unless they're easier targets. But let me define that real quick. OFCRA is a 90-minute round, and I usually divide it among 3 chunks of time. Your first 30 minutes is your early game. That's usually designated for both factions to deploy their forces and get into position. Your middle 30 minutes are usually your mid-game. That's when we, on average, see the most action. If we don't see a lot of action in mid-game, it's usually because it's started off in early game. And then your last 30 minutes, your late game, is usually by then you see one of the two sides probably is going to be the predicted winner at that point. But some games have dragged out to the late game with big forces, and they've had to duke it out for the final objectives there, and you see a winner crown, but we just won't know till the round starts. But since we were at an 8-minute safe start, we're only technically 7 minutes into the round, we're probably going to see a lot of early game engagement because Blue 4 is already, you know, wrapping up most of their maneuvering here. But it looks like they're marking things out. They've spotted Op4 on the top of that castle area. And then you see Op4's mortar on the rear here. But Op4 up here are just kind of looking around, not realizing that Blue 4 are all up on that hilltop. So we have some scopes for these guys. Enemy. They just called... Hold up. No, no, no. They just called this as enemy. Wait a minute. No. No. Don't. Don't do it. Checkpoint RP is going to be World War II themed. I already have the map ready to go. Yeah, he's even waving at him. Lolo's like, wait, is that not enemy?
Hey, Arbat, are you waving at us right now?
They just called at them going, are you waving at us? Is that you? Do the wiggle.
It's hard to spot from this distance.
Yeah, they are spotting from over a click away, so I can understand the misconfusion there. But that's why they literally waved at him. It's funny, though, because they literally have it marked on the map
but never mind
that they're sending a group over here. Yeah, never mind, we're looking at you. They literally have marked on the map where their forces are placed, so that's kind of funny that they got that confused. Yeah. Blue 4, meanwhile, doing a very interesting dismount, choosing to go all the way back here, and I guess they've done that because it's a bit of low ground so they can properly stage, but what really sucks for Blue 4 is this is all really open terrain. They've been given a bunch of Humvees to work with, though, so what they really want to do is utilize those Humvees to move from position to position to kind of rush ahead. So what Blue 4 should do, in my opinion, is drive up to this position, dismount, see if there's anything on that position that shoots back. Maybe they'll take fire from over there, but then they, you know, Blue 4 remounts their Humvees, charges up, dismounts here, brings their armed Humvees around, starts suppressing, especially with those Mark 19 systems, the GMGs. Force Op4 to route, or they can send a squad over via Humvee, push around with a GMG to suppress the ground if they see any contact, and then they can get right on top of this hill and just push the forces off. Then bring their Humvees up right here and just start shelling with their GMGs on the defensive mountaintop. I think those GMGs are going to be the real game changer for this scenario for Blue 4, but they have to get in range to use them because they only have a maximum effective range of, I think, either 500 or 600 meters. I also love how we've already seen some people die to fall damage. That's funny. I'm willing to bet he slipped, flew off, and then just flew down here. That's pretty funny. All right, so 1 dead to fall damage. Oh, God. I was literally writing the timestamp down. And how did I just cast or curse? Okay, you know what? That's fine. Prediction already ran today. That's funny. It would have been even funnier if he died, but oh man. That's pretty funny. Oh, I agree. Those gigantic blood streaks. It's the game pretty much glitching out over it, but that's funny. We have a Blue 4 skull and an AI marker, though. I don't see anyone dead on Blue 4. Op4. The guy's turned into an AI. Wait, no, it's a different guy. Oh. That's me. Huh. Anyway, I died to fall damage. And here's another dead guy who also died to fall damage. Awesome. So they're firing smokes out over here. I don't know why. Maybe there's still some confusion on PID over here. I just don't get why we... Okay, no, maybe these guys are on Overwatch to watch the rear. To cover any blind spots. But in reality, these OPFOR guys should be on this defensive line and this defensive line. It really doesn't make any sense that you're overwatching over here with so many dudes. Only have, like, you know, a sentry team to look over here and then look over here and then, you know, put the majority of your guys on these other two lines because that's where Blue 4 is going to be coming in from. But with no, I guess, technically rear security based off of where they're looking, Blue 4 is just going to drive right up here, no problem. There's literally... They're staring up at mountain areas, though, that don't have anyone on them. They just called, they heard the vehicles, I bet. Blue 4 is driving right up. Let's see if Toxic can get a short-range shot here. Hey, not Leon, how you doing? Blue 4 shouldn't be charging right up to this position, though. They should be stopping at the base of the hill and dismounting and then pulling the Vix back to do fire Overwatch. Because by driving up, anyone with AT that's hiding can then just come out and hit the vehicle. So I'm waiting to see Toxic pull that AT out and engage. I don't get why this vehicle's out here without infantry. They just got stuck on a rock. Where's that AT? That would have been a great angle for Toxic to engage, but he opted not to. There's not anything heavier for him to hit other than MRAPs or the GMG Vix, but I wouldn't expect to see them rush up like that. Now, not making that engagement's not going to change the game, but it would have definitely given a nice early lead and at least shown OPFOR they need to be covering this angle. And now they're blue on bluing. You're literally part of the same squad. How are you blue on bluing? Please.
Fuck that.
Guys. I'm gonna do it. If only there was a way for OPFOR and Blue 4, maybe at their spawns, to get like a sign or something to show them who the good guys and the bad guys were, you know? If only. That would help with so many PID issues, right, guys? Because people would spawn in, they'd know what the enemies and the friendlies look like, and, you know, unless they were, like, panicking, especially if the groups came up at the same time and were, like, you know, part of the same squad, they would know what the bad guys and the good guys looked like, you know? If only. If only. And again, you know, it's... If only they were, like, part of the same squad and they had, like, a, you know, some sort of communication device, like a cell phone or maybe even a radio where they could just click a button and say, hey, where are you guys? Am I shooting at you? Ah, if only, guys. But then again, you know, it wouldn't be PvP without blue on blue or red on red, right? Anyway.
The rock in the distance.
You had
Annoying.
guys behind the bunker.
Yeah. See those people peeking over the big hill?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they're looking out. I can't tell if they're looking at the defensive line up there or the mountaintop. It would have to be the mountaintop because there's no one here anymore. They've all come to the left. They're utilizing this little cave area here. And they're trying to peek for where that PKM Humvee went. Friendly fire is just half the battle. Yeah, you'd be right. You know what sucks, though, because I don't think in this interface I also... Let me see if I can get my tracers on. We hear a marksman engaging. He's trying to hit some people moving around up here. That's okay. Old school spectating. We can do it. You can hear the shots clicking by. They just don't realize they're being engaged from something out there. I don't know what he just ordered, but Blue 4 starting to bring reinforcements up to this area. I think Blue 4's intention, my bad for flashing you guys. Again, the N and the M key are right next to each other. One opens my map, the other blinds you because it's night vision. They got basically this position here for overwatching that position as then Blue 4 pushes up to take this area. So I'd imagine they're going to probably bump these guys over to the castle area next. But yeah, Blue 4 doesn't really seem interested in the capture zone. They're just interested in the final objective areas. These guys are seeming to be keen on holding this internal area, though. Sounds like Rodrig is being able to find, or has been able to find where the Blue 4 marksman is, and he's trying to get a call out on him. We could see that OP4 mortar spin up at any time. I just heard a distant explosion. That could have been the mortar. I don't see any impact craters around, though, so I have no idea where those shots landed. If it was, it could have been a Wayward GL or something, or GMG. Nope, that's the mortar. Yeah, I don't understand why they're putting the mortar rounds on a single Humvee over here. Again, they should be waiting for Blue 4 to actually go on this area right here. Like, you can see the vehicles here. This would be a nice spot to aim for, because that's right in the middle of the enemy's line. Wow. You know, now they have a PKM turret up here. The tree's in the way, but they could knock that down. They've just deployed a new static turret. That's some really great engineer work by Blue 4 right there. That's something I wouldn't even think to do, but now it's in a great position to start suppressing the enemy position all the way over here. That's a good call. That's a very good call. It can also lock down this open area here. You see the GMG now shooting into that position. That's great, yeah, all part of the plan. We just need to see Blue 4 get up there and utilize it. But now you got the 50 cals going. You just had a mortar land right on top of Blue 4 over here. I don't see any casualties, though. That's incredibly lucky. That landed practically right on top of him. Wow, all right. Guess it was just a bad angle or something, but that's very lucky for Blue 4. So you got the 50 cal firing from range here. Yep, Jonathan on no kills with the mortar. I thought he had it, but I guess not.
Wide smoke, 200 meters.
All part of the plan.
Direction 060.
I'd imagine that might be mortar smoke based off of the dispersion pattern. I can't see the round, but it doesn't always spawn around. Anyway, OP4 pushed out and are getting picked off because Blue 4 are on the high ground here. Roderick trying to hold. He is on the multi, by the way. So if you want to see his last moments, feel free to type !multi. So he's going to quickly do medical. Tymek appears to be coming up to push his position. And Rodrig is toast. And some double taps to the head for good measure. Blue OP4 otherwise sticking to just chilling in their little position right here. I wonder if they hear OP4 in there. Otherwise, you have these guys firing from range over here. AT!
Pasado.
Pues nos han metido una T.
Nos ha metido el Humvee.
All right, my plugin's not working, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself because we can hear dead people at this point. So that was just 3 people that got annihilated. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what got them. That was some sort of HE round. But damn. From the launch, I'm assuming it was one of these guys. Ah, it was Rigel. So he had the angle from up here. You can see it. He put the round right in the middle of him, was able to take him out. NASA got hit a few times as he tries to breach in. Some grenades being thrown inside that knocks out Callie here. If he has another grenade to follow up with, that would be nice. Ninja's pushed back. He's got a bit of a grenade bunker right there. These two have pushed out of their little fortification right here. We just had another mortar round land, but it was short. Another one comes in a little... even short, well, a little longer from the actual blue 4, but that's on target. They just need to adjust by about 10 meters, and they got it. Blue 4 continuing the breach. AT fired inside. Callie wakes back up. I think that was an AT rocket, though, not HE, so it did do a lot of damage. Callie gets double tapped. Nubash tries to pull back as Aloy here tries to suppress him, but is unable to. Grenades being thrown around. Ninja able to survive because he's in a grenade bunker. All three blue 4 are wounded. We just had the other machine gunner die. Just couldn't get that MG3 on target. And I keep getting my camera stuck in the rocks here as blue 4 are just bulldozing this position. Ninja just got killed. And Puma's the only survivor as blue 4's running in and double tapping the bodies. GL coming in by Puma. It's ineffective though. So both of those Op 4 machine gunners just weren't able to keep control of the MG3 on target. I'd imagine after the first few rounds, the rest of the burst was just going over their heads. And it can be really difficult to control an MG3. Really, the MG42, the MG3 just have a really great fire rate, but at the same time, it's very, very hard to keep them stable if they're not bipoded. So if you're trying to freehand it, you almost have to aim into the ground and just hope your burst going up hits the person. But that's not a way that a lot of players are used to playing with. So that's why those machine guns seem to be very ineffective. Puma hunkering down. Hearing some random double taps out here. I think they're just hitting bodies. GL just trying to go on the MRAP. It looks like it was a miss. Puma trying to fire another one, but it wasn't within the, it was within the minimum det range. That one goes over as NASA's running through. Another one goes on top of NASA. He gets knocked down. Swola gets knocked out as soon as he leaves the vehicle. NASA double taps him. Swola could still wake back up, though. That was brutal. But so far, Blue 4 pretty much taken this position with minimal casualties. In fact, I don't see a single skull healer here except for that earlier AI mark. Meanwhile, Op4's lost an entire squad for that, so odds seem to be looking to Blue 4 for now. Yes, Op4 has the mortar, but you got those two GMG Humvees that are starting to pelt this position. So you've got Op4 laying low now from the towers. They don't have a lot of overwatch. Blue 4 could just drive right up and take these positions. You got more GMG fire coming in. I love how my body's still getting injuries and whatnot right there. I'd say the GMG rounds are really well placed, but they need to be adjusted because this isn't where the enemy is specifically. Mortar round comes in. I can't tell what it was going for. I think it's for these guys, but it was at least 50 meters off target, so we'll need to see the spotters adjust on the mountaintop. But if the mortars could take this building out, I mean, look at the amount of infantry right here that mortar could clean up. That would definitely bounce the number advantage back into Op4. Hearing more mortar rounds going off. Let's see the BDA on target. I mean, multiple Humvees right here. Cook one off. You have a recipe for disaster. Got suppressive fire coming from that mountaintop. Right on top of the building! All right, this is why you do not buy a mortar from wish.com. That building is still up. I only see a little bit of wounding around. Where's the follow-up shot? That was... freaking hitting players with the wish.com mortars here, my god. That was an amazing hit, and it did nothing. Not even tire damage. Cardboard, aka Twit King, saying they adjusted the mortar damage values. It feels like F&F with grenades from way back when. Like, they're literally hitting this building, and it's doing nothing. Again, this is why you do not buy... I guess the new meme is you buy a mortar from Temu, right? That's the new cheap market. It's no longer wish.com. All right. Don't use the Walmart mortar. Don't use the Temu mortar. Don't use the wish.com mortar, because that's what you get. You get some sort of glorified confetti cannon. Since Vietnam, the mortar killed 7 people. Well, that mortar was right on target and it killed no people, so what's the point of it? Especially if you have GMGs. Are the GMGs nerfed too? It's the thrift store mortar. I'd hope the GMGs are nerfed to counter, because... my god. I mean, and then we just saw an HE rocket go in and kill 3 people like it was nothing, so what... where's the line? Tactically empty mortar unit, right. So at this point, we hear some stolen MG3s that some Blue 4 players have taken. They're now suppressing the mountaintop. What we need to see at this point is Blue 4 just do a vehicle rush. Maybe go for the positions of cover down here if they won't want to fully commit, but begin assaulting this position because there isn't really much for them to do. Because if Blue 4 tries to assault the open field, they're going to die. They're just going to get picked off. They have no choice but to rush in with the vehicles. They can have Humvees with the GMGs and PKMs come up behind the infantry charge vehicles and just suppress the shit out of this entire area. Get the infantry right on target, and then they should be good, right? GMG shredding these positions here. I guess it's just... I'd say the launchers are more shock weapons, but we just saw one kill 3 people, so I'm just trying to find where the balance is at this point. Alright, so Op 4, 30 minutes have gone by. They've captured the town, so they get 3 points on the board. So Blue 4 had no intent. Why are we seeing smoke rounds? Is that Blue 4 deploying them, or are these ranging for artillery? Also, I don't think the GMG should be burning all their ammo here right now. They should be holding on to it. And have more GMG's impacts. They should be either going... Here's what they should be doing with the Mark 19s. They should be firing 1 round at a time and then assessing the BDA of the round impact. Let me not use terminology. They should be firing a single round, seeing where that round lands, and then adjust it 1 round at a time until it's on target, and then they should be unloading the entire box. Because at this point, they're just going to drain all their ammo just doing suppression. They should only be doing stuff like that if Blue 4 is going to charge in with vehicles, but as you can see, Blue 4 is going to go in on foot. That's a really weird choice for this. All right, mortar's going out. We'll see where that lands. It looks like this group of Op 4 is actually coming up to try to counterattack and hit one of the staging points that Blue 4 is using. They pulled all their Humvees back after they took mortar rounds. I have no idea where that other shell went. Okay, it went pretty much on this Overwatch position again. Don't get me wrong, I can see why they've gotten a mod to reduce HE effects. I mean, being able to see more artillery and grenade machine guns and being used as shock weapons, that's not a bad idea, because being suppressed to hell by a GMG is still going to make you, like, pull back into cover, and there's still ways to make those weapon systems work, even if it's only like a wet tissue at that point. But I'm not seeing the player base adjusting for them. You know what I mean? There's no green 4. It's only Op 4 and Blue 4 today. Now we're seeing Blue 4 starting to charge in. So they're going for an earlier dismount. I don't agree with the earlier dismounts. They should literally just be driving right up to this wall, seeing if they can hit it, if not using the gate, and then using the GMGs to suppress the towers in Overwatch position. With that level of suppression, they can get right on top of the target, because if they dismount early, they're just going to become a target for the mortar. And as we see, these guys are now getting shot in the back, because Op 4 had forces right here that were in ambush. So these guys need to literally pop smoke, remount their vehicles, and get out of here. I'd argue at this point they need to pull back. And then we need to see Blue 4 reassess the situation. Because at this point, you're just going to send this force out to die. And we've got multiple men down right here. As one has already died. The rest are getting knocked out to GMG. Or, excuse me, GL fire. Zixby's gotten in. And they're just popping a bunch of smoke rounds in the air. And then we got more Humvees coming in, because I guess there's been a break in communication and Blue 4 still thinks that position's safe. So we could see the odds bounce back into Op 4. Because Blue 4 decided to push at a really weird angle away from their Overwatch elements and thus get screwed like this. Because I don't get where these Humvees are going, because wouldn't you want to push in an angle where your Overwatch can cover you to get up to a position? Because if they're pushing over here to this sector, they've got no Overwatch to cover this, so why are they going over here? This feels like a waste of manpower. They're not utilizing their forces effectively at this point. Why is there... Wait a minute. What? What? What are you... But... What the actual... Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. So yeah, the GMGs are definitely nerfed as well. A lot of Blue 4 have died because that just shows you the level of miscommunication we have. The guys that dismount in the open are dead. So Blue 4 is literally throwing away all of their manpower right now. In one of the dumbest displays I've seen in a hot second. This building's getting pelted with GMG fire. That's also, like, hitting it with a wet Kleenex. That guy literally dove for his gun and still got shredded. So most of the OFCRA that came up here are dead, but they managed to kill quite a few Blue 4. I feel sorry for this guy, and I hope his eye doctor, or he finds a better eye doctor at this rate. So we have some forces pulling back, some forces are pinned in positions that they shouldn't have been ordered to go in the first place. You have an infantry squad going all the way on their own over here. You've got another one all the way out here as well, but with the MRAP supporting, why aren't you making a push from the angle where you have the support to... Okay, I'm gonna stop bitching about it. I'm giving up on it. So yeah, Blue 4 pretty much bounced back pretty well here. And now we're just seeing a lot of firing in a lot of different positions. Where in the world is Blue 4 San Diego? Good God. I feel like OFCRA's got this at this rate. Because Blue 4 went from being super organized and pushing up these two vectors to now trying to surround a defensive hilltop, and now they're just gonna get stuck and lose a lot of manpower for such a mistake. I don't get it. Like, in all of my years of commentating PvP, I really don't get this plan. It went from solid to why? Why throw away that advantage? Like, what was the point of doing a combined attack right here to get a limited Overwatch angle to then not use it? You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to push in from the south, you should have come in, done your Overwatch from the south, and then pushed up. I don't get why there's infantry pushing up this way, because I think their logic here is maybe if we try to hit it from every separate side, at the same time we'll be able to overwhelm the defensive line. But OFCRA only has one place to be, and that's this set of objectives, so why would... That wouldn't work, you know? It's just... I'm racking my brain here trying to figure out why Blue 4 decided to do that, and it's just... It's not a good... Whatever. Because now you got OFCRA, you know, some looking north, but still in advantages of cover. That guy gets blown off the mountaintop. Damn. You got Blue 4 coming in from the south that are going to get halted by 4. It's... Maybe the only... Okay, the only thing I can think of... The only thing I can think of is they've done this level of an attack just so that they don't get pinned down by the enemy mortar. That's the only thing I can think of why you would split up your force like this. It's because they're fearful of that mortar potentially squad wiping them. But we already saw the mortar directly hit infantry right here and do nothing, so that mortar's a moot point at this point. But again, it just goes to show, especially since Blue 4 has been playing those GMGs very loosey-goosey on the side of the mountain, and just bombarding the hell out of it, thinking they've been racking up kills. That they just haven't updated for the new damage models of the mortar and the GMGs. That's what I'm thinking. If no, I would say Blue 4 was winning in the beginning because they managed to squad wipe an entire Op 4 group with no KIA on Blue 4, and then Blue 4 have kind of thrown it away at this point. Now, I'm not going to put the blame on Blue 4 here, though. I think no one really understood just how much the nerf of those GMGs and mortars had, or how much the nerf had on those assets. Because I think traditionally, the GMG should have gotten a lot more kills on the guys that were around this mountaintop if it wasn't for that nerf. So I think Blue 4 thought maybe they killed a bunch of guys with those GMGs, and then they can surround and stretch the rest of the garrison thin, since they weren't seeing a lot of movement on the mountain anymore after they pounded the area with GMGs, but that just wasn't the case. However, at that same side, Blue 4 should have had 1 to 2 entire squads get wiped in this position with those mortar rounds hitting, but it's fine. Now we're having more mortars fire. Based on the aim and the angle, it looks like they're going for the ridge line back here. We could still see Blue 4 bounce back a bit. It's tough to say, though. We got 3 Op 4, though, that can get around on Blue 4's angles and hit them. But I don't know. Op 4 are really solid in this one position over here. We have mortars landing a little far from this Blue 4 group, and they've got defensives behind them. So I'm understanding that if there was no damage, the reason is Blue 4 is pretty well entrenched right here. They'd have to get a direct shot in this fortification line. But over here, it's tough to say. I mean, Blue 4, they got 2 squads coming from the south, 1 from the north, 1 on Overwatch right here. They got a group marked here dead to rights. This is Op 4's markings, by the way. I could see Blue 4 potentially breaking in and getting control of one of the areas and possibly causing disarray, and maybe the rest of Blue 4 will fold in. But Blue 4 have kind of turned their advantage they had into a coin toss at this point. I'm not sure if Blue 4 getting on the hill will guarantee them a victory. I think there's still way too many Op 4 around to really be able to tell, but we'll see. Because I think at this rate, Blue 4 are going to be able to get right on top of the hill through the rear right here. With this group coming in, they got more groups that come in and do it, but Op 4 have control of the sectors pretty tightly. And then Op 4 can also get on these mountain rock textures and just wait for Blue 4 to come by and then hit them. You tell me if no, they might have been the, I don't see anyone with 19 in their name. The 19th is NASA's group. I don't think, no, NASA's group actually did the squad wipe, so they've been fine, phenomenal today even. But you can see Op 4 actually getting quite a few casualties up here. So who knows, maybe Blue 4's plan will still work because they're now timing a 3-way attack and they're about to open up another angle with this Humvee driving up. And then they got more forces folding off of Overwatch to now push in. They could still overwhelm the perimeter here. And we got another body out here. I love the machine gun bursting fun he's doing because he's pretty much keeping the weapon incredibly stable, and he's actually able to get some knockouts with it. And he's getting hits. That's a great way to use that machine gun. Alright, I feel like Blue 4 now have the advantage again, and here's why. OFCRA lost a squad on this position, taking no Blue 4 with them. And then OFCRA had a squad out here that evenly traded, but at that point, if the attackers are able to evenly trade after when they eliminate an entire squad with no recourse, I feel like Blue 4's had the number advantage here, and even though OFCRA's been able to get some retaliation in, I think Blue 4, now that they're starting to pretty much swarm this area on all sides, because what I was worried about was Blue 4 swarming on one side and then trying to swarm on a different angle, giving OP4 time to pretty much turn around and engage, but now that Blue 4 is actually closing the noose here, you see the attacks now coming in from every side, so Blue 4's actually committing to this swarm policy, because normally in PvP when we see stuff like that, the attack is completely miscoordinated, and then one flank force pushes in on one flank, gets wiped, and the other flank pushes, and they get wiped. But now we're actually starting to see that swarm. So Blue 4 getting up here. They're taking some pretty significant casualties, though, because OP4 is just holding. Look at Jake's niche angle here. It's hard to see from right there, but if we were to get on his level, and look, he's got a nice little slit right here for anyone that comes up. Blue 4 starting to push on the ridge here. Wiki got knocked out. Swolla's taken the low ground and gotten around Jake. Now he's trying to find a way up the mountain. Shots going down on Quebec. Z, this would be a great time to throw a nade, and he does. It doesn't make it over the wall, though. All right, try again, Z. Come on, you got this. I believe in you. Just get over the wall this time, buddy. Nope, he seems keen on just keeping Quebec pinned right there. Blue 4, meanwhile, starting to get people on top of the mountainous terrain. See, if they just look over, they'll have a great shot on these guys. Yeah, Blue 4 is now taking advantage of that number advantage they gained in the beginning of the mission, and now it's being pretty brutal for him. But we got some OP4 on the high ground shooting at some of the Blue 4 guys. I think Depso just got killed, actually. We just heard AT fire into the tower. Seismo got knocked out. Don't know where he ran in from. Still have Blue 4 doing some medical back here. Again, I would say it's in Blue 4's favor right now, but OP4 could quickly bounce back with a few cheekily placed infantry. Yeah, 556 will not pen into this building, and this guy's holding the ammo cache back here. Snooba's holding the corner. Blue 4 starting to breach up on the perimeter wall right here. Maddie desyncing out a little bit. I think Stripes sees that. I see. So we activated the lag switch to stop Blue 4 from throwing the grenade over. Very good play right there by Maddie there. Damn. GL's now coming in. Funny he finally got taken out up there. Bang gets blown away by Quebec. Quebec scores a double kill with that MG, but he gets knocked on con. Marty trying to crawl under the structure. Doesn't seem to be able to. And he gets killed by this guy right here. And of course, Fluffers is with him, so Fluffers probably told him where he was. That's cheating, buddy. Now you only have Snovis in the zone. Quebec could wake back up. We'll see. Hearing something going off over here. I'm hearing a marksman rifle or something getting those shots. Trying to see HTM's kill count. He's on kill number 2. I think he knocked out that other Blue 4 guy. So OFCRA have lost control of one of the citadels here. Blue 4 still have the manpower to renew a second and even third offensive. Quebec wakes back up. He's doing some quick medical. Honestly, in his position, he just needs to slap on some tourniquets and call it a day. Quebec blows away Lysander. Takes some fire from across the street with Stripe. We just need to say someone throw a grenade in here, and that's it. Snoobus tries to get out of us there, and... Gets the kill. Gets a double kill. And gets dropped by the third guy in line. Oh. Quickly pokes out there to get the hit. Stripe trying to shoot him from the corner. Oh, and he gets headshotted. Alright, Blue 4 officially have control of this zone unless Snovis wakes back up. I'm rooting for him to wake back up. Wolf should be double tapping. He does not. OFCRA developing some guys to hold the ridge. If they can find the lower Blue 4 elements to the right, they'll be good. GL's going on top of that building. James is knocked on con. HTM still with 2 kills. Gets some hits on Adamek. Has to pull back to reload. Now he's getting suppressed. Can't seem to line up the shot he needs. We got Nubas down there. HTM gets blown away there. 55-minute mark, 1 cashed in by the West because they have control of one of the areas now. There's still 2 more times where they'll score points, but I think this mission's going to be over before the 90-minute mark at this rate. We are 5 minutes away from the last 30 minutes of the game at the 55-minute mark. Nubas healing right under Brixie's nose. Brixie also opting to heal. Looks like Nubas split out. Yep. Blue 4 have the number advantage. Nubas gets his 2nd kill with that machine gun. Still suppressing. But I think Blue 4 have this. They just have the number advantage around the final AO. There's 2 OFCRA guys outside of the zone. James is still on con. Oddball's on con. We only have 2 people outside of the towers here at a completely different angle. I think this will be over in about 15, 20 minutes tops. Blue 4 needs to regroup, push this area, find the 2 other stragglers, double tap them, and then it's GG. Points-wise, right now, it is 6 points OFCRA, 1 point Blue 4. There are still 5 points on the board for the final objective, and then another 4 points on the board for controlling both areas here. Next cash-in is in another 14 minutes, though. So if OFCRA holds this position till the end of the game, they would technically win, but I don't think that's going to happen. This is where explosive satchels would be really nice. Just take out the towers and you don't have to breach them. Now I'm really curious to see how Nubas with that MG3 does in this CQC situation. He's up 3 kills right now. Nubas just runs up and mag dumps Rick Hunter. Oh my god! Oh my god! And he gets launched down the stairs! Literally ran up and got 2 of them. Just started mag dumping them point blank and then gets tossed down the damn stairs. Ay, ay, ay. Rizbo took heavy damage in trying to do that. Multiple shots on him. Meanwhile, Sky Online, I don't see him anymore. I'm assuming he tried to push and was taken out. Yep. OFCRA only down to 4, 5, 7 people up. The 8th guy, I think, is still unconscious because Rick took a lot of bullets. You got these 2 OFCRA guys just hunkering down right here. They don't really know what to do at this point. Blue 4 trying to dump all their GLs into these towers. Lag switch Wick. Yeah, Nuvas seemed a little laggy right there too, but whew. I will say though, that's usually only on my interface or any spectator interface. On the actual ground, locally, players can see each other a bit better with that. Pretty sure these are bulletproof though. Yeah, so he's just laughing at him like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? It's bulletproof, you dum-dum. They're still trying to shoot the window. The Rizbo's trying to do some medical on Rick. You know, I think there's easier ways to scissor, but could be wrong. Two OFCRA guys that pushed out. Callie gets tapped. I think he ran out of ammo there. Maybe some Blue 4 guys will look over and see him. AT fired up into the building. It gets one guy. They hit him right on the window. That's gotta hurt. Then again, if you were hit by something like that, I don't think you'd feel a thing. Ash opts not to push in. And Blue 4 pushes in and takes this zone. Mars the only guy up here because Zixme pushed up and killed one of them. OFCRA down to 4 people alive because we still have that one down right there. So OFCRA usually does the second game as a mini round. However, I don't cover it because I have to jump and go work on other stuff. So these 3 are literally just holding this doorway right here. Ash, I think, is waiting for reinforcements to push. No, he's going to go up for a second time. Meanwhile, you got Mars. He's unconscious. All right. Shay now trying to fire over, but again, these are windows. HE rounds coming into the building doing nothing. Ash pushed up. He got gunned down. We need to see some grenades. All the windows are closed, so they can't get HE rounds in. Here comes Bluck. Now, will Bluck do the blucking tonight, or will Bluck get blucked? It's hard to say. It's a really good 3-man defensive strategy that OFCRA have right here. Gazag looking at the mortar right there. All right, we're gonna have a 3-man push here. Can OFCRA hold, or will Blue 4 be able to get one? Hold up! Jonathan pulls his AT out at the worst possible time and takes so many shots to go down. Luez gets pushed, and Arthi caught reloading, and it's over. That is OFCRA completely wiped. Why would you pull your law out? Because you're gonna backblast yourself, and you should have just kept your gun out. Oh my god. All right. Real quick, let me tally points here. We're about to see them probably do the tally too. So OFCRA had 3 points from securing Ardry at the 30-minute mark, which was the northern town. GG hostage negotiators, good god. All right, they have it for us here. This is incorrect because the timers hasn't gone through yet. That's incorrect. All right, I'm gonna tab out here and score it for you guys. Let me cut my music as well. So the 6 points is accurate for OFCRA because they had control of the Citadel, both Citadels at the 40-minute mark, and then control of one of them at the 55-minute mark, and then control of Arudi. So that gives them 6 points total. However, if this went to the end of the round, Blue 4 has control of both Citadels at the end of the game, quote-unquote, which is 5 points, and then they had one of the Citadels under control for the 55-minute mark, and then there was still the 70 and 85-minute cash-ins for the points, which would have given them an additional 4. So it's 5 plus the 1 that we just saw scored, and then the additional 4, so that's 10 points to Blue 4, so Blue 4 has won. Anyway, we will be back at 7 o'clock-ish for POG. And that will be it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and hopefully I'll see you in a bit.